Okay, some more practice for you guys. So given this speed time graph here, work out the distance traveled between time equals 0 and 10. Okay. So try and understand what's going on here. So when you're given a graph, remember visualize which of the three graphs are we talking about? We're here. Well, remember you've got your acceleration time graph, you've got your speed time graph, you've got your distance time graph, and we are talking about this one. So whenever we're talking about the speed time graph, remember that the gradient represents this, and the area underneath the time graph represents the distance traveled. Okay, so inside your mind, we are talking about the middle graph here. Okay, so visualize this section inside your mind. Now, try and understand what's going on here. So time equals 0, the speed is 3. Time equals 1, the speed is still 3. Time equals 2, the speed. Well, let's try and understand what's going on here. So you can imagine this as you and your dad sitting in a car. Okay, even though you're traveling 1 meter at a time, but it doesn't matter that much. Okay, so you and your dad sitting in a car here. You can imagine the across of this thing as being time or distance. In this case, try and visualize it as distance. Okay, so as we go to the right, it represents the distance traveled. So look at this here. Here, from here, well, at time equals 0. So this is time equals 0. The speed is already the uh, the speed or the fastness of the car is already 3 meters per second. Okay, so the fastness or well the speed of the car is is 3 meters per second already. So that means it's like you and your dad sitting in a car. You've already accelerated. Well, you've already accelerated to build up speed, and by the time you get here, by the time you get to the start, well, the car is already doing 3 meters per second. That's what it means. If it's down here and then slowly builds up, then you're starting from well, the car will be at rest, and then it builds up speed. But because the speed is 0, sorry, the time is 0, and at time equals 0, the speed is already 3. It means that when time equals 0, the speed is already 3. Now, look at this. After 3 seconds, the distance traveled will be the area underneath the graph. Remember, when you're given a speed time graph, the area underneath the curve represents represents the area underneath the line represents the distance traveled. So here, after 3 seconds, the car would have traveled 9 meters already. So let's see. Remember, as we move to the right, it represents distance. Okay, so that means 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So after 3 seconds, the car will be here at 9. Okay, and let's see, 6 seconds. The distance traveled will be, well, the area of this thing here represents a distance traveled. So I don't know what it is. The area underneath here. Let's say it represents another. This, well, the area is bigger than this, so it would be longer than from here to here. So I'm gonna guess around here. Okay, and then at this point here, remember the car, even though the speed is flat like this, it's still going at 5 meters per second all the time. So well, let's say time equals 6 is here. This is t equals 6. The car is still moving at this point. Okay, the car is still moving. So even though this is flat, the car is still covering ground. It's still moving along. Okay, it's still moving along. Here, let's say at this point here now, at this point here, the speed, well, the speed is, the speed is lower, so it's traveling slower. So it's this here, from here to here, it's decelerating. The car is decelerating. It's traveling slower and slower. Okay, but it's still covering ground because the area underneath this bit here, there's still an area. Remember the area. Well, if there's an area, then it means that the car is still covering ground. But at this point here, it's still covering ground, but it's moving at 3 meters per second, so it's going slower. And then here it's accelerating upwards here. So from 15 seconds to 18 seconds, it's going really fast. It's going at 9 meters per second. Well, anyway, given this speed time graph here, work out the distance traveled between time equals 0 and time equals 10. So press pause and have a go. So here, remember, we are talking about the middle graph here, speed time. Okay, so we are interested to answer this question is the area underneath the graph. The distance traveled is the area underneath the graph. So here we are trying to work out from the distance traveled between 0 and 10 seconds. So we are interested in the area underneath the graph. Okay, so maybe you can split it up like this. Okay, and this bit here will be 3 times 3, that's 9. This one here, remember, you could split it up like this and work out this area, but it's too much work. I did a video showing you that you can use a trapezium here, the trapezium rule. Get this height here. The height here is 5, and the height is 3. So get 3 plus 5 divided by 2. That will give you the average height. Okay, so this plus this would be 8 divided by 2 would be the average height of this and this would be 4. So I'm just going to get the average height and then just times it by the across here, which is 3. So the whole area here would be 12. Okay, I did a video on this, so maybe you can scroll back and look at it if you don't understand it. So this 12 here represents the whole area here. The whole area is 12. Okay, this here is just a rectangle, so it's nice and easy. The height here is 5, and then the across here is 3. So this area here will be 15. Okay, this one here, I'm just going to use the trapezium rule here. The height is 5, and then the height is 2, so plus 2. Well, divided by 2 gives you the average, the average height. So this will be 7 divided by 2, it will be 3.5, and then we've got to times it by the across here. The across here is 1. So this area here is 3.5. So the distance traveled will be this plus this plus this plus this. Okay, so well, get a calculator and punch it in. Well, it would be all these added together. Okay, yeah. Well, okay, I'll do it. So this plus this would be 21, and then plus 15 would be 36, and then plus 3.5 here, it would be 5. So the answer is 39.5 meters. Okay.